One of the ways in which I see this conflict arise most in the classroom is actually in silence. I'm an 8th grade English teacher here in Newburyport, Massachusetts, and where I see this issue coming up mainly is in the way that different people in different groups are using the levers of power, both to set the terms of what acceptable conversation is in the classroom, and then also to set some of the costs associated with engaging in conversations that are outside of that frame. One of the ways in which I see this conflict arise most in the classroom is actually in silence. The silence in our curriculum, the silence among our students. When the students and teachers are met with silence in those conversations, that's where I see that coming up. None of this leads me to shy away from conflict. Anyone who's been through middle school knows conflict is a defining experience of the middle school years. And I think it's important, even if it's sometimes uncomfortable, to use that as an opportunity for students to kind of explore who they are in relation to one another. But the one thing I would say that I have done, among others, to try to address this issue and create the conditions for conversations to happen in the classroom would be agreements or classroom norms. I think a lot of teachers know that norms and agreements are something you can talk about at the beginning of the year with your students to set the ground rules for appropriate conversation. But I found it's more important than ever to come back to those agreements on an almost daily basis to establish what are the expectations that we have for one another in this conversation in order to keep each other safe enough to take some risks.